Hi, Aries. Alright, welcome to this place if you're new here, and welcome back if you're returning. If you are new, it's called Opal Oracle, and you can call me Raji. I'm very honored to spend some time together, so thanks for showing up. And I hope your time here feels like it's well spent. You deserve that. Your time is important. Your time and energy is really important and should be respected, right? Okay. Pardon me. Let me put this over the camera so I know where to look at where I need to look and focus. Okay. Dun dun dun. Want to do a big stretch with me? Ooh. Open up our chest, right? Here's like Leo energy. Open it nice and wide. So I feel like someone's getting their zip back, getting their power. Maybe, I don't think someone lost their power, but it's like, I feel like you're going to have more power in this time. I heard they could come through external means, perhaps. Let's go over your notes and then we'll jump into your cards. So there's something about a foundation, the foundation of something, the foundation, a foundation, and then it was like you are part of this foundation. And in relation to that foundation, there's also something about the sentence specifically. The words were like, make the effort. I don't know if this is you wanting someone else to make the effort. I guess this is also a suggestion to you that, like, again, your efforts matter. Again, you are the foundation. There's also bigger pieces of the pie. We'll talk more about that. I think I seem to have the energy again this month, so if you're over on Patreon, there'll be an extended where we'll go into more astrology. I want to kind of keep it in the card realm for the most part over here. Because I noticed something with you, to extend a little bit of that. I noticed there's like this bigger piece of the pie. You helped me to realize something that I didn't see prior. So what are we talking about? Someone can see something that they couldn't see before, even though it was kind of like right in front of them. And the one piece, so there was a piece that was missing. There was like a missing piece. Maybe that has to do with this foundation. It's like there's a piece of the puzzle missing, or a piece, someone finally shifted just one piece around. And because they shifted this one thing, it actually put it together where it keeps showing me like a bow tie. So I don't know if this one piece really brings like a celebration. You know, usually a person wears a bow tie because they have like a tux on. You know, it's like a place to go, or again, something to celebrate. So I sense that as we move along into Leo season, and then also through September, up until September, there's something very significant in relation again to someone putting things where they need to be and seeing something that they haven't seen before. This could be a bit of Mercury retrograde as well, which is a nice time. I feel like that is it's like emphasizing Saturn retrograde, where it's like, okay, let me go over these details, or like let me go over kind of the specifics of something. You know, I heard I want the details to this, not to pick it apart, but to be aware of what you're working with. And then as your time, again, is very important, and what you're connecting to as you are the foundation, it's like that this foundation is so important. That's really going to help, you know. And I heard, and if you can't help someone, then someone else can, so you don't have to worry about that if you have a lot on your plate. Okay? But you actually may be the piece that someone's also missing. Maybe that's what we were also talking about. I also feel like I kept smelling things that smelled so good. They smelled so good, and it happened twice. So maybe you're just smelling really good, or someone else is smelling really good. It's something that is alluring, right? It's like, ooh, what is that? That smells good. So um, maybe you're eating well, again, looking good, smelling good, things like that. Maybe you go on a date. Maybe it's that bow tie. Who knows? Maybe some of you're a Leo. You have a Leo placement, and it's your birthday time. So happy birthday if you happen to be here for that. Okay, I think we're gonna leave that be for now, and I want to jump into your cards. Just a minute. Okay, so dreams. There's something about your dreams or someone's dreams that are really important. Just a minute. I feel like this has already been, how do I explain this? I keep seeing a treasure chest full of gold, and the chest is open. It's not locked. It's open and it's like shining. So maybe, pardon me. Focus. I need to focus. Okay, do not disturb. Um right, didn't we talk about last month like people want your attention? That's a good thing. Like sometimes that's a really good thing, but sometimes we got to make boundaries, right? With ourselves. So back to it. I keep seeing this treasure chest. So there's some kind of treasure. So you want to. Again, I'm seeing the words like treasure your dreams, or there's a treasure in your dreams. You actually have the card of searching next to the card of dreams. I hope you can see that. So maybe asking your dreams for help could give some kind of indication. Maybe there's something, if there's whatever, okay, if we were to say, like, what are your, I've always dreamt that I want to this. Like, this is my dream job. This is my dream place I'd want to live. This is, again, what are these dreams that you've always wanted to do? If I'm being reminded of this saying, it was a fortune cookie I got a long time ago. Taurus talked about it. It was like, dreams are just a dream until there's a goal and a plan around it. So if your dreams are still just in a formless kind of place in what you're trying to achieve, and maybe there's something between now and Pisces, like something about now till Pisces. I said do not disturb. That's odd. Okay. Maybe I needed to hear that one. So, just a minute. If the dreams are still in formless state, then I would try to make a goal and a plan, the goal about it. Like, and goal usually means that there's some kind of timeline, right? Like, I'd like to accomplish this month. I'd like to accomplish this in the next 6 months by the end of the year. I'd like to accomplish this in 2 years, right? You make the time frame. Obviously, God is very awesome, and sometimes we get it before we're even ready for it. Sometimes it takes a little longer, but at very least there's this space around it so that consciously we can say to ourselves, okay, for this to happen in this timeline, if I was in complete control of it, then this is what I would need to do to make that happen. If you already have that in order and you're chipping at it, then I would say maybe you want to retreat from worrying about how it's all going to play out if for some reason you're in that zone. Okay. There's also a very intuitive woman in your life. There's a very intuitive person here. They're really dreamy. Maybe some of you have strong Pisces, but it's a really dreamy woman here. Yeah, the Empress. And so if you're a woman, there are people looking at you specifically. Actually, let me take that back. This is general. You as a creative person, again, people are looking to you. I guess last month's reading is sort of rolling over where it's like people sometimes are sort of obsessed with you. This energy feels softer. It's not obsession. It's more just paying attention. And I heard hopefully respect, right? If it's not with the South Node in your 7th house, then these would just be people that aren't for you. It could be one-on-one relationships. It could be Pluto in your 11th house having to do with groups of people that you're a part of. Because Spirit's trying to align you with that which is suiting for you. So I heard don't deny it. How do you deal with little problems when they arise? I feel like it's rare for Aries when, like fire, when it feels insecure, like emotionally. So, or when you're working through something emotionally, you don't have to be insecure about it, but like when a person is working through something emotionally, I feel like maybe you need a little time alone to sit with what you're trying to manifest or create. You actually have your card, the Emperor, here. I don't know if you can see. I hope you can see that. But like, he's so powerful in this deck. Very wise person. Thinks about the big picture. He doesn't let his emotions get in the way. He's very practical energy. I think someone figures out the resolve to a problem some way, somehow, or finally gets over a hump in relation to because it could be where someone's feeling like I heard I'm waiting on you. So someone's waiting on somebody else, or someone's waiting on somebody to do something so that they can do something. I guess you just want to check in with that, whether that's true or not. Oh yeah, people are really looking to you, Aries, or they're coming to you. They want your awareness, or your I heard your respect. They feel like, I guess people feel like right now that like they want to learn from you, or like things that they don't know, they're coming to you like, Aries, can you tell me? Again, it's a little bit of last month, like, let me pick your brain, Aries, like, what do you think about this? I want to know your opinion about this. So I heard you don't have to hurry how you feel about it. And actually, you don't have any swords here. That's interesting. So I guess your mind is clear. You have more water, actually, than water and majors. Now, the Empress and the Emperor are in the same line. To me, this is beautiful. It's showing me a very strong connection between this masculine feminine dynamic. This is also our imagination and creation, right? That's like the feminine part of it. Is like, okay, let me look at pardon me. Let me look at what is possible. And someone's like very wide and being like, well, look, this is possible. I feel like I know. It's almost like a knowing, though. The feeling is more of a knowing because it's intuitive, but it's also, again, it's not afraid of, all right, this is possible. Like someone in the feminine world, it's someone's not afraid. Again, I see of what is possible. I heard we can do it. It and someone might have some really big dreams. Someone's mother or a female could also be of great service right now to you. So yeah, the feminine is the creative process, right? The idea of it, the imagination. And then we have this masculine energy, which is okay, now here I take action. I make this happen. Things could happen a lot faster than a person thinks, and this could very well make whatever you have, the star here, whatever you've been wishing for could really come true kind of quickly. But in relation to that, there's competition next to this dream coming true. So a person has to come at it. This is where it touches the Emperor. It's like a person has to kind of come at it like a general would. Where it's like, or an emperor again would. Kind of where it might be the masculine energy over here is saying like that timer just went off. It's saying, okay, no, this is the time to act. Right? Here's the time to deploy my troops. Here's the time to pull back my troops. But I think it's more of a go energy than it is a stop. The stopping would be the feelings of insecurity. Or I heard, or someone thinking, I heard the words giving up. This is reminding me of Thanos, like where there's all the well, let me back it up. He ends up gathering that, but all these gems here are reminding me of like it's like the soul stone and the dream stone, I forget the names of the other ones. It's basically all these stones that have the pure essence of something in them. And when you collect all these pieces, then a person is so powerful that like no one can destroy them. Jesus also had all these in his breastplate, right? I feel like this is an old story. So someone's faith. We're talking about someone's faith. I guess there's also some choices financially, foundationally. If we look at this space as the foundation, there are choices around where someone wants to put their time, money, energy. Excuse me. The Emperor's not afraid to compete, though, so I don't think that this is an issue. And again, the Emperor never sacrifices himself. for the most part, right? The Emperor will again deploy his troops, but he isn't the one that's like leading the charge. He's the one that's making all the decisions for these other little things to happen. So I guess that, although sometimes the Emperor can do that, right? Be again in the forefront of it, but I almost feel like everything's already in a line. The Emperor's job in this point, which I guess in a sense is part of your job, is to again, the masculine in the situation is to be like, yes, this is the right time. And even if that has competition in front of it, or someone has to be like, well, I don't know, I'm seeing where someone wants something, but someone else wants it too. Well, I heard don't be afraid to lose, right? Because the Emperor's not afraid to lose. But I feel as if right now, at least in this month, you have the Seven of Cups is here twice. So this shows me that you have many options right now. Maybe some of you have, this is Libra, the other side of you. Maybe there are Libra folks in your life, or your seventh house is really highlighted. Other people in your life could kind of be a little bit confused. Maybe that's why they're coming to you again for some kind of advice or counsel, or they want your strength, not to steal it. You would know the difference, whether someone again is trying to drain you or not. That's just holding your boundaries. But I think it's more of the Seven of Cups I'm seeing as like an opportunity, and sometimes it talks about like wanting to ensure that it's choosing the right thing, and there are a lot of options. So it's just like, well, what would I pick? I feel like the seven like splits in half, where you're like, okay, if these are all the options that are back to the Empress, if these are all the things that are possible, and I see that is wide. There's a lot of possibility here. And again, someone has treasure. I feel like maybe someone gives you a gift and I'm seeing from like something about three separate forces coming together. Maybe three people. Either way, let me back up. The possibility, if you go, maybe you want to go over that and put it on the table. Like, okay, this is possible, this is possible, this is possible. And then I feel like you just get rid of half of that. So to make it easier for yourself, even if it's something in there is something you'd want to do, it just may not be the time to do it. So this is, I guess, time. There's some kind of time management and ways of like what's important right now in relation to right now, and what's important right now in relation to the future. Because that's kind of ensuring something, because a person's already been, I heard, through the ringer, and they're not even trying to touch, I heard, this. Because of a person's past experiences, they're very wise now. And they really, someone, because this is interesting. The Emperor sits like with this castle right next to him. So it's showing me that someone's looking deep, I guess deep within inside of them. Someone can see the future too, in a way, like, or at very least they're creating it. They're like, look, this is how I'm imagining it, right? This imagination energy over here. I'd also say if, oh, Raven, cool, Raven. Well, I guess to have the star, to have the dream come true, or to receive the star, sitting next to competition would show me that, like, it's an emphasis of to have what I want ultimately, and this can be a really big thing. Then in the star, she's usually nude, right? Which means that you, to have something, it's a compromise energy. It's a compromise. Like, okay, this is my, for instance, this is my dream job. But it's like, okay, but I don't get paid as much as I want. Or this is my dream house, but there's going to be things I have to fix. Or this is a little bit further from my friends again, or it's something like that where it's like you get what you want, but there's parts that don't fit. I heard in on the list. Do you know what I mean? I want to look at you. I figured, yeah, okay, good time. So, in relation to that, someone wants to be generous with you too. Like, I think once a person figures out a plan, again, the plan, what they need, they share, like, but it's interesting you don't have any swords. So maybe a person has already thought about this or talked about this. Maybe it doesn't need to be discussed any further. It just needs to be imagined and then action taken on that. And I guess if you're the one that has a little bit of confusion around something as you're going along the path, you're like, look, this is really what I'm wanting to do, but I don't know how to get there. Then someone else here is like, look, I can help you. This could be your spiritual advisor, your tarot reader, your husband, your wife. Like, it could be your father, your grandfather. I don't know. It's somebody of great authority. That's the point. Again, they're wise, they're kind. It could even be someone's spouse, too. Like, because it's almost as if, again, someone's waiting on someone else to do something. But I almost feel like, so both sides could be doing this. To close this out, if that's a situation that you're in where you're like, well, I'm waiting on them to do this so that then I can do this. The other person on the other side, I feel like we talked about this. The other person on the other side is like, well, this is the feminine, which is like, well, I'm going to wait on the masculine on the other side to do this so that I can do that. So if something feels a little bit where it's not moving, then you want to take maybe the reason why there are no swords is because then you want to have a conversation like, hey, whatever it may be, like, and I feel like it would be something really easy where someone was just like, oh, dude, I was just waiting on you. And they're like, oh, I was waiting on you. So if you are waiting on a phone call or to hear back from somebody or, I feel like someone here, and this is your reading, so this is asking you to take because you are Emperor, it's asking you to take this a step. Again, I heard deploy your troops, whatever that means. Someone has a spiritual advisor or like an astrologer to help them. I guess it's just astrology or tarot could maybe help you too, but I feel like, again, there's like this Emperor is seeming like very, very wise counsel. Could be your priest or your pastor, your dojo, I don't know. It's somebody that you really respect. And again, I see they respect you. Okay. The time stone. That's the green one. The time stone. It's like the time stone and the dream stone together. So again, that kind of emphasizes what we talked about, right? Like the time around, make a plan around the goal, around a dream, the timing on something. Um, all right, I think we're gonna leave that there, and I really thank you for being here. I hope this was helpful. Um, yeah, have a wonderful month. This is a great season for you. Yeah, and if you're over on Patreon, I'm going to make an extended right now because I feel good. I feel like I want to jump into that and kind of flow with it. Sometimes I take space from things and jump back in, but it feels good when I can just roll with it. You know what I mean? All right. I love you so much, Aries. Thank you for again, all your hard work, your steadiness, your confidence, your sweetness, patience, and self authority. I'll talk to you next time. Peace out.